don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Thanks.
Morning everyone, just wanted to show you a couple of things. So remember a few videos back, I think it was when we did our pins, went back and forth about how to water them and keep it from freezing and all this other stuff. Went back and forth about that. Well, we figured it out finally. So we do keep heat tape on the hydrant. And the only reason we do that is because if for whatever reason this hose were to freeze, right, because this hose runs on the ground and all the way out there into the pin. Well, if it were to freeze and water stopped flowing, we don't want it to freeze and bust our hydrant or the pipe underneath. So we do have heat tape on there. And then of course we have a casing on there too. So if we ever did have to change the hydrant, it's very easy. Don't have to dig anything up. Literally unscrew that one, put the next one in. It's just a piece of PVC, and we actually have lids. I just haven't put them on yet. Let it go around it. We did the same thing out in our pasture for all the watering system for our rotational grazing. If you're interested in that, go check out that video. It shows you more about it. But walk out here. This is how we run the water out here. We keep it up off the ground for a few reasons. One, it keeps it warmer, so it doesn't have ground contact with the concrete being cold. And then we run it all the way down here. This is probably where it gets the coldest, touching against this metal. But as you can see, every time they come over here and get a drink, you can hear it, right? You hear how it's just giving a little bit of water. Doesn't have to give a lot, but it does need to give some. And that has the same effect as a faucet trickling. Like if you leave a faucet on overnight to keep your water from freezing, going to your house or whatever, same concept. Well, we put a smaller trough in here, put the automatic water in there. That way, them taking a sip drops the level enough that it, basically one of them coming up here and taking a drink or two ends up kicking that on or opening it up enough that water is going to trickle out, and it'll keep the water moving in this hose and then all the way through in the watering system. So works out pretty well. I like it a lot. If I had one, I'd actually put a well, this lick tub, right? But if it was like half the size, so instead of being 25 gallons, maybe like 15 gallons or something like that, and take up less space, like maybe have a flat back to it, put it straight against the wall, and then it'd make it to where these guys can't really get too much of it, and it would help keep them from getting that hose off. The problem we've been having with the hose is lambs get up there and then they get caught in it and they end up getting frightened and they kick, and then it ends up, there's a crappy crimp at the end of this right here, and it just doesn't hold very well. But you'll see that in the previous video that talked about it. That would be the only issue. And right now with it being wintertime, the only other hoses we were able to find was these crappy ones. They have plastic ends on them, and they're even worse. They seep a little bit. Is what it is. So let's go ahead and do our chores. I know it's gonna be really hard for you all to hear me, but you can see on her bag how one side is incredibly engorged. Well, it's not because babies have only been drinking off of one side. She has what's known as mastitis, which is an infection inside the teeth. If we don't treat it, what'll happen is it'll end up bursting and she will lose that side of her udder. So we're gonna treat it with this right here. And unfortunately, we have to shove that up inside of it in order to treat it. So we're gonna have to hold her down and essentially force this inside of her teeth.
Carefully.
Yeah, we want to be gentle, but it's not gonna be fun for her. Your foot right here. No, on the inside.
You gotta put it inside?
Can you hold that camera?
Yeah. Spot.
squirting just a little bit. Maybe that'll work as a lubricant.
Get ready. He's gonna kick.
Is there a tip you gotta take off?
No, I already took it off.
Is that the medicine or the pump?
That's the medicine. We just had to use the medicine as a lubricant. I guess we put
That's some really thick
Yeah, the whole
stuff.
thing is one dose. You can do up to 2 doses.
You doing 1 or 2?
You do it over 12 hours. So
Yeah.
in 12 hours we can do it again. But it does say that you shouldn't use it as food.
Yeah.
for the babies.
Yeah.
Oh, makes sense.
We can, what should we put over that? I don't know if we have anything to put over it, do we?
I don't think she's gonna let him eat off of that side anyway. Alright, she's good.
All right, Mama, I'm gonna let you out.
You're gonna say, I'm gonna make you feel like I felt.
Come on, Mama.
She does. You get her down for a while.
Unfortunately, it's not a fun process for Mom, I'm sure. So we'll keep her in this pen though. We're gonna keep watching her and give her a little more hay real quick, and then we're gonna give her some grain as well. We're not too worried about babies. They haven't been able to feed off that side, so I don't think they're gonna even bother with that side. But we'll watch them. Doctor?
Yes, she did well. My assistant was very good at restraining the animal, so I didn't get kicked. I appreciate that.
I concur.
Pretty good cameraman.
I concur.
Those of you that don't know, this is my father-in-law. This is Chrissy's dad.
Yeah.
I
Bob.
claim them.
Bob is his actual name, not
Yeah.
Cletus.
I'm a city fella. Coming to the farm. I actually come down here. It's a paid therapy.
He pays us.
Yeah. Yeah, paid therapy.
But all right, well, we gotta feed these guys. All right, last thing for this morning, I'm gonna give them some more hay. It's a pretty simple task. We just pull some off of the bales that are already out. We throw it right in time, or right on top of here. All right, today was a pretty easy day. Goes a lot quicker. Having father-in-law here to help is pretty convenient, especially with the mastitis. And we'll continue to monitor her and watch her. So far, the babies haven't even touched that side, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure they're used to drinking off the one side only. But that's gonna do it for today. Hope you guys have a blessed week, and we'll see you next time. All right, update. As you can see, it's gotten worse. So we're gonna give her another dose. Give me a minute. I've got to tube one of Betty's babies. Just come inside. I don't have time to. I did not because it's super weak and she's probably gonna aspirate.
Wait, that's Betty's baby?
So that is one thing we do check with the bottle babies, or with the babies in general. If they're suckling, if it's a good suckle, we will just try to feed them real quick and get back on mom.
She's not gonna go back to mom.
Unfortunately, this one has a bit more of an issue with we're using the milk as a lubricant, so we'll open her mouth
Put it on the tube.
just like this, and on her, come on her left side is where we want to try to put the tube down in. So basically it'll kind of go down in her. Let go, Vanny.
I'm not holding it.
There, okay. All right.
Set her up more. Can't have her on her side while she's...
I know, I'm working on it. So just like Chrissy just mentioned, they have to be upright, because if they're not, they could easily have issues with where the milk goes. How much was that?
1 ounce. Another ounce, or you want to stop?
I think we stopped there. And then we'll pull it out slowly. Make sure it's free. You shouldn't have to tug or anything like that. There you go.
Is that one a girl?
Yeah. It's one of Betty's. It was the small one.
So show me another bottle, baby.
So at this point, we're going to keep her in here and we're going to set her to where she's laying properly and not on her... We're going to set her to where she's not laying on her side or anything like that. Make sure she's comfortable and such. And then at this point, we'll just monitor and see how things go. We'll check back shortly. She's doing pretty good. She's getting a little awake and she's made some noise. That tells us that she didn't ingest anything into her lungs, at least when we tubed her, so we got it down the right down the right tube. So that's good.
Oopsie. Okay, the first two were...
Alright. It's a little after midnight. I'm gonna try to get her on Mama. I brought her out here in the cold to cool her off. Hopefully that she'll stand up and be ready to eat. So it worked. Brought her outside to essentially cool her off, to make her stand up, because if they're nice and warm and cozy, they won't wake up and they'll just sit there and soak up the heat. So now I want to go see if I can get Mom to take her.
You can see the problem is the other baby's quite a bit bigger and keeps pushing her. And then Betty's over there nudging her butt again and trying to encourage her to eat. Now the baby's peeing. You can see there's a substantial size difference. She actually had triplets, and the other one was one that was actually bigger than this other tall black one. But it was a male, and somebody wanted a bottle baby, and triplets don't always work out, and we'd rather just play it safe and let them go. Usually we would pull the smallest one, but since the smallest one was a female, and we want to keep them, we decided that we would leave these two on mom, and then turn that male into a bottle baby. He sold last night. But hi, Betty.
Get down. That's gonna do it for today. Got a lot accomplished. I mean, between that, what would have been that bottle baby last night that we picked up the tube feed. Unfortunately, it just didn't go well, and she did pass away this morning. It's an unfortunate side of farming. No matter how hard you try, you're not gonna save them all, and it sucks. It does, but we did our best, and at the end of the day, that's all we can do. It's unfortunate. Some babies are just weak, or some babies just have a latching issue and they won't latch correctly, and then they won't get milk, or they won't get enough milk, and it's hard. But kind of rough couple days between, a rough day and a half, I guess, between that and then this mastitis. Hopefully the mastitis clears up. She's been a pretty good mom. She usually gives us twins, and we'd like to keep her around. Yeah, so good days and bad days. We all have them. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. I hope it was helpful for you, or at least entertaining. If it was, please remember to hit that like button, and of course subscribe if you haven't already. Our statistics on our channel show that 60% of you are still not subscribed that are watching our channel. So it's free. We don't bother you. We don't send advertisements, nothing. Neither does YouTube. They just notify you. If you hit the bell, they'll notify you when we post a new video. If you don't hit the bell and you just subscribe, it'll just keep us in your news feed so you can see the new videos as you log on to YouTube. So, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a blessed week. We'll see you next time.